It's something that's been talked about for a while. It has bipartisan support, and we're hopeful that Congressman Johnson's going to sign on as a co-sponsor as well, and that ultimately that it's passed and becomes law, and will certainly be something that we can use here in Youngstown and throughout the Mahoning Valley.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.
We're standing right in front of 1810 Volney Road. Some people refer to it as the monastery. This is a property that was left to us approximately 3.5 years ago or so, that we renovated and completed in late 2020. So the second floor is 3 apartments. The first floor, we do have some office space as well as some meeting space. That's where we'll be meeting today. We're meeting with Congressman Bill Johnson. We're going to be talking just generally about YNDC, what it does, and then more specifically about the Neighborhood Homes Investment Act.
The neighborhood development folks here all across Youngstown, in fact, all across Appalachia, one of the most common things I hear is the lack of available housing. So the work that they're doing, I wanted to see what they're up to, how I can help. There's legislation coming through Congress now that with federal programs that might be able to bring some support here to the Youngstown area, and I wanted to see what I could do to help.
The act that we have reached out to Congressman Johnson to discuss is the Neighborhood Homes Investment Act. So this would be a piece of federal legislation that would provide a tax credit to stimulate single-family housing development, particularly in places like Youngstown or places throughout, Congressman Johnson's district. When we think about places like Campbell, Struthers, Alliance, Marietta, Steubenville, the way it works, just hypothetically speaking, is that it costs so much to build a house, but the market doesn't always bear that in return. So let's just say right here it would cost us $250,000 to build a house, but we could only sell it for $200,000. The way the Neighborhood Homes Investment Act works is it will provide, in the form of a tax credit, the $50,000 to fill that gap. It's a way to stimulate private investment to develop housing, even in places where the market isn't strong enough to support what continues to be increasing cost of new housing construction. And it's a way to, again, revitalize neighborhoods, provide more housing. We know everywhere, even in Youngstown, Mahoning Valley, there's a shortage of high quality, new, affordable housing. So we view this as a critical tool. It's something that's been talked about for a while. It has bipartisan support, and we're hopeful that Congressman Johnson's going to sign on as a co-sponsor as well, and that ultimately that it's passed and becomes law, and will certainly be something that we can use here in Youngstown and throughout the Mahoning Valley.
I come from a rural community myself, and so I'm very familiar with the struggle that rural and urban areas face. I mean, you go to Columbus, Cleveland, and Cincinnati, it's a much different neighborhood, right? It's the big cities. Places like Youngstown and even further south in the rural parts of our state, oftentimes they get overlooked. And so anything that I can do to help available federal dollars that are being used for the right reason, for the right purposes, to help the people that I represent, that's what I want to do.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.